大家好，我是 April 老师。Welcome to the final lesson of the Chinese Reading and Writing 6, and also the final lesson of the entire Chinese Reading and Writing series. What a journey we have had. I've had so much fun. I hope so have you. Today we cover two topics. The first one is to walk you through the review chapter in the book. The second one is to have a look back on what we have achieved and what we have let go. In the review chapter of the book, go through all the 50 characters first. Read them aloud. Use them in combinations. If it's a special character with two readings, use each reading of the character into a combination. After this is done, there is one final exercise for you to do. 1 page of reading which gives a super brief historical review of China. Read it aloud, copy it, and write something similar. During this entire Chinese reading and writing courses, together we've got to know 320 characters. 19 of them are special characters with two readings. Using these characters, we're able to learn 1,291 words and combinations, 34 grammar points. The really amazing thing is all the exercises we have completed. 1,455 sentences, 52 conversations, and 46 narratives. These exercises are the most critical part in building up solid reading and writing skills. What we have done is really impressive. To achieve what we have achieved, we took an unconventional approach to learning how to read and write Chinese. Our methodology is always directed by the end result we have in mind. The result I'd love to see is that you'll be able to use a small number of Chinese characters to read and write conversations and narratives, and to do that from the very beginning. In order to achieve this result, we have to let something go. Here at our final lesson, let's take a look at what we did not talk about, why we did not talk about it, and what you can do about it. The first thing that we did not talk much is to connect each character with a picture. Many people know that Chinese characters originated from pictures, and people love to use pictures to explain characters, such as using a walking person to explain the character 人. However, what people do not talk about is that after thousands of years of evolvement and thousands of more characters created, we are at the stage that using pictures to explain each individual character is no longer feasible. Oftentimes, a picture which is used to explain a character needs more explanation than the character itself. Also, there are many characters that look alike, such as 人 and 入, 乙 and 己, 天 and 无, 定 and 走, 直 and 真. Using distinctive pictures to explain each of these characters is really a very challenging task, and I can imagine that it can be very confusing too. The second thing we did not touch at all is radicals. Many people love to use some easily identifiable radicals to teach Chinese characters, such as the person radical, and then 门, 信, 住, or the speech radical, and then 说, 话, 请. However, looking at more than 100 available radicals, such radicals are in the minority. Many radicals are not obvious and are buried inside of each character. Hardly anyone can quickly point out the radicals in these characters. If we had followed the line of easily identifiable radicals, we would have missed many frequently used characters. The third thing we touched on very slightly is components, such as 门 appears in other characters such as 门 and 问. We certainly did not learn characters based on components. The reason is that many frequently used characters cannot be stringed together like that, such as these. Moreover, if we had followed any of the three approaches, we would have not been able to introduce an important category of characters, the special characters. We've got to know 19 of them, each with two pronunciations, such as this one. it would be hard to use a picture to explain this character. It does not have an easily identifiable radical. If to introduce this character as a component, we'll have to struggle with its two pronunciations, and to deal with characters which are not that frequently used. Looking back, what we did is very simple. Study the most frequently used characters as they are. No pictures, no radicals, not grouped according to components. And to use these characters in words and combinations, in sentences, in conversations, and in narratives. All of our energy is concentrated in using characters into meaningful expressions. This approach is paid off. Just read the paragraphs you have been writing throughout the courses. So be proud of yourself. You might ask, what about all the pictures, radicals, and components which we did not talk about much or at all? If you are interested, there are plenty of resources available to get you fully informed. Myself personally, I like to look at the evolvement of characters over the years when I have a few minutes. Your next question might be, after completing these courses, where to go next? After going through such extensive training, you are ready to take on bigger challenges. As the saying goes, the end is the new beginning. Embark on the development stage. That concludes our lesson for the day. Before I go, I'll leave you with one final end of chapter challenge. Use 信心 as the title and write a paragraph of 200 characters or more. Thank you for watching. This is your teacher April, signing off from the beautiful city of Hong Kong.